Hello. Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this screening of Étranger, the fifth film in the anthology Eyes on You, which is a European project that gathered 5 countries to give a voice to youth. And I think this film in particular is really about voicing your interest, voicing your life, voicing your questions. And this film is really a result of a long collective reflection on the notion of being a foreigner or feeling like foreigner. And I believe it suggests to show and to hear different paths on the subjects of integration, of interculturality and cosmopolitanism in France. It's kind of a documentary, it's kind of a fiction. It's anyway a polyphonic story, and we are here with most of Eyes on You team. Maybe I can give a voice to Purnima first. Maybe Emeline, Caramo, and Mousse.
Can you repeat, please?
Sorry, there was a little bit of time because I was unmuting you.
I can hear. Maeva, you understand me?
No, désolée. No, sorry, Emeline. I hear you. Just the last part. I'm like, do you understand me? No, I can hear you. Maybe let's move on to Charlie's.
Hi. Do you hear us?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so
sorry, just introduce yourself, please.
So I'm Charlie, one of the members who wrote the project 2 years ago now, and I'm really, I was really interested in giving the opportunity to youngsters like us, like the team, to bring themselves together and. Why not make a movie or a web series? And we thought of this idea of this project of Eyes on You. So I'm really proud now to be with you and with maybe the viewers and other members of the team. So it will be nice tonight.
All right. Marie is with us as well. Say hello, please.
Yes, hello everyone. I'm the communication and public relation manager, and I'm very proud to work on this beautiful project.
And last but not least, Camille.
Hello, I'm Camille. I'm one of the co-creators and one of the coordinators of Eyes on You.
Moi, je suis Luc. Je suis donc membre de l'association Les Têtes de l'Art, qui ont été partenaires dans ce projet de film. Et donc, j'ai participé à la réalisation technique du film.
So this is Luc. He's a member of the organization Les Têtes de l'Art, which is an audiovisual organization, and is the realizator of the French episode of Eyes on You.
Thank you all for introducing yourselves. Thank you to the viewers to be here tonight. We're going to jump right in with the video, and we'll see you in 35 minutes for a discussion. See you. Have a good viewing. De nouveau, nous voici. Hello again. I'm hearing myself over there. And well, welcome back. Thank you for watching the film. I hope you don't hear me twice. And thank you. We are going to start with a little panel discussion with the participants who are the French team only part of the French team of Étranger. Maybe we can go round again and introduce ourselves a little bit, because I think we had some issues at the beginning. So maybe we can check right now if Emmeline, if you hear me, can you talk to us? Nope, you cannot.
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hi.
Can you guys introduce yourselves, please?
Allô, bonjour tout le monde.
Hello, it's Kama and Musa. Is the two actors of Eyes on You. And Emeline, I'm a coordinator of the Eyes on You.
Et moi, c'est Moussa.
Thank you. If you guys are watching on Facebook and you have any difficulty to hear us, please do not hesitate to leave a comment, and we're going to try to repeat if anything was missed. Then I'm going to go in front of me, Camille and Luc. Can you please introduce yourselves again?
So I'm Camille. I'm one of the co-creator and coordinator of Eyes on You, and I've been working on this project since 2018, I think. And Luc.
Et donc Luc, je travaille pour l'association Les Têtes de l'Art, qui est aussi basée à Marseille, qui est partenaire de ce projet avec Eurasianet. Et je me suis occupé de la réalisation technique de cet épisode.
So this is Luc, is a member of the organization Les Têtes de l'Art, which is an audiovisual organization, and is the director of Eyes on You, French episode.
Thank you. Charlie's office, please introduce yourselves.
Peut-être tu veux y aller d'abord.
Okay. Hello, my name is Cécile. I was a participant of the youth exchange from 2019. So I met all the team and I participate with all the other countries. I was in the French team and I began the project there.
And I'm Camille, one of the co-creators and coordinators of the project. I was also very glad to participate to the first youth exchange and meet members of the French team, but also the other teams of the European Union. And such a nice project, and I'm really proud to see the French team, some of the French team members gathered tonight.
Yes, we are proud and happy. Okay, Mari, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, hello everyone. I'm Mary and I'm the communication and public relation manager of the Eyes on You web series. And I'm really proud to work with all the different teams, the entire teams, and on this beautiful project. And I'm really proud also that everyone can see the French episode tonight.
Thank you, Marie. And lastly, Prima, if you can't speak. Are you sure you cannot speak at all? You can only make faces. So she's going to speak with her faces. Are you proud, Prima? Yes. Are you happy it's finally online? Sometimes the sound is good. All right. I would maybe actually ask, what do you guys think about this project? It's finally ending. I think you've been on the project for what, 1, 2, sometimes 3 years. Maybe Moussa and Karamo, how does it feel to, see your faces online?
Alors, pour ma part, c'est une fierté d'abord d'être étranger et arriver dans un pays où tu connais personne, d'être en première année et participer dans un projet comme ça. Voilà quoi. Même si c'est bizarre de voir ma tête aujourd'hui avec mon accent là. Voilà quoi. Je suis content et je remercie tout le monde. Voilà quoi.
For Musa, it's a source of pride. It's ways to see each other on screen. It's the first time to see that video. And thank you for all to Prima and Camille and Maïna. And Musa.
Voilà, pour moi, personnellement, ça a été une joie éclaboussante. Le fait de le partager en direct avec vous aujourd'hui et qu'on soit tous à la présence. Et c'était vraiment cool. Je pense que c'est juste un début. Et je souhaite le bonheur pour tout le monde. Que ça commence comme ça et voilà. On essaye de réaliser le rêve des deux petits qui sont à côté là. Voilà, merci à tout le monde.
For Musa, it's very pride to participate at the Eyes on You, and he would like to continue in the cinema like Karamo. Sorry. and thank you for all, and thanks also.
All right, thank you. Maybe we have Prima here. Come on, try to speak.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. You sound like an android, but we can hear you.
Anyway, thank you wait. Someone has the mic open. Oh no, I can't hear me. Cool. Anyway, thank you very much for being here tonight. I mean, I would like also to thank everybody on the Facebook Live. It's like great to have all of you there. And also, I'm super happy. Et là, je dis merci à tout le monde aussi et tous les jeunes du groupe d'être là avec nous. It's like super cool because we have been working on that for now 2 years now on this movie, on this film, and it's like, yeah, super happy to see all the faces there live, online, for everybody to see like how we worked so hard all together, and I'm super proud as everybody else, so yay!
All right. Maybe I can also ask Luc, who was involved in the technical side of the making the film. How was it to do this film? Because from my understanding, it was kind of the first time being in front of the screen, also being maybe sometimes behind, taking the camera and so on. So how was it for you to deal with this kind of project?
Pour moi, ça a été vraiment un projet très... Je vais faire des phrases courtes. Un projet très, très intéressant, et puis non seulement au point de vue technique de la réalisation, puisque donc c'est un projet sur la forme hybride, qui mélangeait fiction et documentaire.
Okay, so for him it was really interesting to work on this project in a technical point of view, because this episode is kind of hybrid between fiction and documentary.
Et puis sur le contenu, c'est ce qu'on voulait faire avec donc les autres membres de l'équipe. On voulait pas faire quelque chose de trop étriqué ou trop formaté. On voulait vraiment donner la parole avant tout aux gens et construire petit à petit le film grâce aux témoignages et à la parole des gens qu'on a pu recueillir.
It was also really interesting in the content of the episode because it was what we wanted to do in the beginning, meaning that we wanted to give the voice to people and start from the testimony to build the episode.
Donc c'était un peu risqué, c'était un peu périlleux de travailler comme ça, puisque on a travaillé de cette façon où petit à petit le film s'est construit. On l'a pas totalement écrit au départ pour le réaliser.
So it was kind of risky to work that way because we didn't write it from the beginning. We write it little to little, building it from the testimony.
Mais vraiment, on a eu la chance d'avoir des participants extrêmement doués en tant que comédiens et surtout en tant que dans l'improvisation, sans forcément avoir écrit de dialogue. Et puis c'est pas toujours évident de jouer la comédie devant une caméra. Et tous vraiment, ils ont réussi à être extrêmement à l'aise et à être très authentiques.
But we were really lucky because we had extremely gifted participants because they had to play comedy, which they did really well, and they also had to improvise as we didn't have a real script. So yeah, we were really happy to have them on this project because they worked a lot, and it's thanks to us.
Thank you. Then I'm going to jump right on the process. How come you didn't finish a script? Was it intended, or was it part of the way you thought the project, the way you thought the film? Who can I ask for this? Who wants to say? Prima? All right, Prima.
I mean, for me, like the most interesting and the best part, basically, of this, of the making of this, because basically writing step by step, not finishing script, was deeply the film itself. The process is the film, and the film process, meaning that we went through this long, very long 6 months of getting together, and I really want to specify that it is about getting together. This film is really much about getting together every week, sometimes twice a week, by night and like thinking about stuff and writing a beat and thinking about every scene and what can be done, but also listening to each other and listening to like, yes, the testimonies, but also our opinions on stuff, our personal stories, and yes, it was like 6 long months together like this, and then at some point we decided that yes, okay, now we have to film, and then we went through it with all that in mind, and I think as any other documentary fiction, I don't know, some stuff were surprising and just arrived last minute or when we were filming, and it was super great because like this is it. I mean, for me, it's my opinion. This is like, it's arriving like this, and you didn't wait for it, but it's there and it's on screen, and wow.
Okay, from the point of view of the actors, maybe Moussa, Karamou, you would like to, but also not only actors, but really the contributors, because I think it was a collective process, so even the writing was collective. How did you get involved in the process of, okay, I'm going to say this and that? When did you decide what was the truth and what was fiction? Well, not truth is not the real word, but what was something that came from you and that what was romanticized? Your microphone is still cut off. Maybe we can ask, meanwhile you fix that. Cécile, who was also really involved in the project, what can you say about the moment you decide what is fiction, what is not?
As Luc said before, we had kind of a weird way to write the episode, I think, because we really started from interviews from people who are concerned about the topic we were talking about. And from those interviews, we extracted the parts we found interesting, and then we created some little stories from that, and some of them were fictional, but some of them were real stories, and we really listened to the interviews to try to recreate a story from what the people were saying, to have a kind of a really real story to tell with the real experiences from the people.
So that's how it felt so authentic, even though it was sometimes fiction. About the story, because you told me that you went for interviews from a specific topic you were interested in, but how did you come with this topic? Maybe Camille can tell us about that.
I think we thought of this topic in particular since the beginning of the project, even at the time we wrote it, because we already started on the idea that we wanted different types of topics for the different episodes. So we were talking about different European thematics, but it didn't need to be specific. And since the beginning, I think we had the idea of having the topic of interculturality and integration in France, because we were shooting the movie in Marseille, which is said to be one of the most intercultural cities in France and in Europe. So we thought it was relevant to have this topic in Marseille. And then we talked about it also with all of the partners when we decided which country we're making which episode. Felt right to have this episode here in France. So yeah.
Yeah, because also what was interesting is what we talk a lot about migration and foreigners in France at the moment. How did you try? Did you try to not make it a political statement? And maybe, yeah, Camille can answer.
I think the way we didn't make it a political statement is that we started from real stories. We just interviewed, as we said, like at least 10 different people, and we started from their stories. So it's not in a way to have some political statement. It's just to say, well, to make their voices heard, to say, okay, they're here, and that's what they're thinking. And that was just the goal of the project, of the episode, to give them a place to be heard.
And I do believe you achieved that. On a personal note, I was really touched by the fact that despite not being a foreigner, I could really relate to most of the stories displayed on this film. And I believe that most people will be able to relate as well, no matter their origins. And about having this, polyphonic choral voicing, how did you also manage to make sure that everybody was heard? How did you manage to, decide, okay, this story is going to take that much space in the film? So maybe do you have any regrets, or are you really proud of some decisions that you made regarding the voices that are heard in this film? Maybe, yeah, Prima.
I think to answer that, because we actually spent a lot of time with Luc on the post-prod and the edit, and this thing of like who we are listening to, story is in there and who's not, was actually real discussion, to be honest, and I think that's the whole point of this movie, and we were actually sometimes disagreeing on that, but I mean at some point we need to come to an agreement, and basically it was always, I mean, when we were like together thinking, okay, is this fair? Is this not only one voice and one opinion that is mainly in the movie? And when we were coming to the point, we were like, okay, that's not okay, we need to balance it, because we do have several and different voices, different opinions, and if you like, if you actually, sometimes you have like strong opinions that sometimes can be I don't know, opposed to some others, and it was super important for us to have this like different kind of opinions that can cohabit together.
And maybe I would ask the other Camille, as a producer of the project, what was the most difficult part to achieve? Like, what was the most challenging part of the process of making this film? Yes, that's a blue shot, Camille.
Sorry, for 3 years I've not been called Camille by this group, but Charlie, so I wasn't sure if the question was for me. First, I would just like to answer to your previous question. I'm really proud of the fact that there are many opinions and very different opinions about the topic on this episode, and very different point of views. I think it's also why it's not so political, but it's just my opinion. Then on your question about it was how we achieved to build this project, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like what was the most challenging part? What did you learn from making Étranger?
I think one of the voice you can hear in the episodes sums it up quite well, and actually it's Primavera who says it, that it can be really challenging to work with many people that are so different. Maybe it was the hardest thing to do because the ideas and the goals were clear, but the fact that we involved so many persons, so many different teams, so many different personalities. Each of us had its own issues, personal issues, working conditions. We began as volunteers in organizations. Then we were working like a professional work. We had this beside the actors. They had their own lives, so it was really challenging to make sure everyone can bring something to the project and stay. I mean, have fun also, because it was also a big part for us to make fun and to have fun and enjoy what we were doing. So it was really, the challenge was to gather people who are really different with different lives.
And so maybe I have a question for Marie, who's one of the brand's new addition to the project, and she arrived at the same time as me, actually. As the one being in charge of communication, how do you communicate on, okay, the project is being together? How how is it for you right now?
What do you mean?
Like, just as Charlie said and Prima said, that actually the film is about getting people together and making their voice heard. But for me, it's really unusual to have, some participants are coming. It's really unusual to think about a film that is about people gathering. And I was wondering, how is it for you as a communication agent, a communication officer, to think, okay, I'm going to promote this film, and it's a film about getting together. How do you do that?
I would say that not only the film is about bringing people together, but the whole project, and this is what we are trying to convey to people, that this is not just one film, but this is a whole project with a lot of people in it, and a lot of people who has been working on it since 3 years, who has been talking about it. Like, there is a real reflection, and this is a reflection that you can only have when you have a different point of views and like different way of thinking. So I will say that yes, this is a film about bringing people together, but this is also the whole project, which is about that. So we are trying to promote that also.
Thank you, Marie. Then I will have to ask for the question about one actor that cannot speak. This actor is Marseille. The city of Marseille is beautifully shown in the film. How I don't even know how to ask it this, but how did you come up with the spots to shoot the movie? Was it difficult to have authorization? Did you go with guerrilla cinema and just put your camera there and let's go? Maybe for this technical question, Luc.
Sur les lieux de tournage, donc, on a choisi les lieux de tournage d'abord par rapport aux histoires donc, que l'on pouvait mettre en scène, fictionner.
Regarding the location, we chose them regarding the stories we had and where they took place initially and where we could place them also.
Par exemple, José Javier qui est en train de faire du skate sur la corniche et puis ensuite qui arrive sur les plages du Prado pour faire de la musculation. C'était effectivement un de ses premiers jours à Marseille. Il nous a raconté, on a mis en scène de ses premiers jours à Marseille.
For example, the scene where José Javier is skateboarding on the corniche and then he goes to the Prado to do some gym. It's actually based from his real experience on his first days in Marseille, where he went there to skate and to go to the gym. So yeah, we based it on his real experience when he arrived in Marseille.
C'est aussi le cas pour Mansa, qui nous avait raconté que pendant une bonne année, plusieurs mois, un peu désœuvré dans Marseille, il faisait, comme il le dit dans le film, le tour de Marseille à pied. Il devait quitter son foyer assez tôt le matin et rentrer le soir tard, avant que le foyer ne ferme. Et le reste du temps, il ne pouvait pas, il n'avait pas le droit d'avoir une activité, de travailler. Il était à ce moment-là encore sans papier. Et donc, il nous avait raconté son quotidien où tous les jours, de façon un peu mécanique, redondante, il allait de place en place, de rue en rue, et il se baladait un peu seul, un peu désœuvré à Marseille.
That's also the case for Mansa, who told us that when he arrived in Marseille, he was in a home where he had to leave in the morning and come back at night. So all day long he was wandering around. He didn't have nothing to do, so he was just wandering in Marseille from places to places, to streets, and that's actually what we recreated in the movie. It's just him wandering around, having nothing to do, because at this time he didn't have any papers, so he didn't have the right to work, he couldn't go to school, so the only thing he could do is wander around in Marseille, kind of lost, waiting for his situation to get better.
Et puis, un endroit que l'on voit beaucoup, c'est la place de la Halle Puget à Marseille, qui est vraiment à quelques mètres de l'endroit où nous nous trouvons ici, et qui est un lieu où, depuis plusieurs mois, beaucoup de personnes en difficulté, réfugiés notamment, se retrouvent. On le voit un peu dans le film sur quelques plans, il y a des matelas par terre. Et ça a été une partie de l'histoire de Moussa, peut-être qu'il pourra nous la raconter un peu mieux. Il s'est retrouvé pendant quelques nuits à devoir dormir dehors, et notamment sur la place de la Halle Puget.
We also see a lot of a place called the Halle Puget, where you can see the mattresses on the floor. And this is actually a real place, which is not far from here, which the last year I've had a lot of refugees or migrants going there to meet, and they actually sleep here at night because they have no other places. So that's why we decided to film it, because that's actually also a part of the story of Moussa, if he wants to talk about it. And when you arrive in Marseille, you also have to spend a few nights there.
Et pour finir, je voulais quand même dire un mot sur le Saint-Just, donc, que l'on aperçoit aussi dans une des scènes du film, qui était un lieu qui n'existe plus maintenant, mais puisqu'il a été évacué, de squat. On le voit, on le comprend dans le film, notamment pour des personnes migrants, réfugiés. Il y avait, je crois, jusqu'à, je ne sais pas, Prima, peut-être ça rappelle mieux que moi, mais 200 peut-être personnes ou 300 personnes pendant un moment. Le moment où on est allé tourner, effectivement, il y avait beaucoup de gens qui étaient réfugiés, hébergés dans ce squat, tenus, donc, comme on l'a vu, par des bénévoles. Et même si aucun des acteurs n'est passé par ce squat, en réalité, dans leur vraie vie, ils auraient pu y passer, et pensé que c'était assez pertinent, judicieux de parler de ce lieu, de mettre l'accent sur les bénévoles aussi qui sont actifs là-bas et qui donnent de leur temps pour aider des personnes en difficulté.
Ok. Oui, c'est intéressant.
La traduction.
Pardon.
Yeah, so we were thinking that we can also see a place which is at the beginning it's an uninhabited place in a neighborhood called Saint-Just, and some volunteers actually charge of the place, uninvited, and they decided to make it a home for migrants and refugees. And this place unfortunately doesn't exist anymore because it's been evacuated by the police. But we decided to film there because even if none of the participants of this episode went there, it's a place where a lot of migrants and refugees go to first when they arrive in Marseille, because there are a lot of youth workers that work there on a voluntary basis to help them to have a place to stay, and also help them to direct them regarding everything which is administrative, to ask for papers, etc.
Et puis juste pour finir, un moment et un lieu qui nous paraissait aussi important de filmer, et on le voit donc à 2 reprises dans le film, c'est le fameux Café Calangue, donc cet endroit dans un restaurant bien connu à Marseille, où toutes les semaines ou tous les mois, ça dépend des fréquences, tous les mois, des jeunes gens d'origine très, très variée, très différentes, on l'aperçoit dans le film, se retrouvent pour discuter, échanger, tout simplement se rencontrer, faire des petits jeux aussi pour apprendre la langue de l'autre. Et à Marseille, comme le dit une des personnes qui intervient en voix off, qui est soi-disant une vie multiculturelle, mais où malheureusement les gens se côtoient souvent, mais se rencontrent sans doute pas assez, on trouvait que ce lieu avait l'avantage vraiment de créer une vraie rencontre multiculturelle.
We also decided to shoot multiple times a Café Calangue, which is an initiative from volunteers from different organizations to have a place at a cafe once a month to meet and to learn languages. So this is a place where you can find a lot of different cultures, a lot of different people coming from different countries that just gather together to play some games and to learn some new languages and talk in different languages, share their knowledge, share their culture. And so that's why we decided to show this, because as someone says in the movie, that Marseille is supposed to be multicultural, but sometimes people just see each other without really meeting. This place is a place where people meet and share their interculturality.
Thank you very much to both of you. I'm going to jump also from the image part to the sound part. Unfortunately, I think the music composers are not here, but maybe Prima, you can say a quick word before we wrap it up about how the music was made.
Yes, sure. I wanted to introduce like the musicians, but they're not here today, unfortunately. So I hope I'm able to introduce them at some point. We do have like both. One of them is named, I mean, it's an alias, Abak, and the second, wait, I shouldn't say the real name, so I'm gonna say it, but it's in the movie if you want to see it, Rodolphe Macadeo, but if you want to check, just check. Anyway, we just like had some common interests together, and I asked them to maybe make this music for the film. And actually, one of them was really involved in volunteering in north of France, I think, with migrants and refugees, and super touched by the movie. So he felt like, yes, let's go for it because he can feel the movie. He was really like, yes, I can do it. And it just did. So nothing incredible, just like people being touched and deciding to come together.
Thank you, Prima. Then to finish this, I'm going to ask all of you what étranger changed in your life, and maybe the way you look at other people, the way you listen to them, and if you also want to keep going making films, and what's up with your life right now. Maybe Moussa, Karamo, Emeline, and Charlie.
Film et tout ça.
Oui, bon, moi personnellement, le projet, ça m'a apporté beaucoup de choses et pas mal d'idées. Vu que moi, je suis un peu intéressé par rapport au cinéma, et ça faisait un moment avant de vous connaître. Moi, je jouais dans un théâtre. C'est là que j'ai connu Shafik et il m'a parlé du projet. Et j'ai rencontré Prima au Café Calanque. Du coup, c'est là que j'ai connu tout le monde, tout le groupe, et du coup, on a commencé à tourner et tout. J'ai bien aimé le fait de tourner avec vous. Et j'aimerais bien continuer avec vous s'il y a d'autres projets. De toute façon, moi, j'essaye de trouver et de créer un truc avec mes collègues et tout. Voilà, on va tourner, je pense, ça va pas tarder. On va vous présenter un projet. Voilà, je pense que vous allez nous aider à trouver des personnes qui pourraient nous aider à le réaliser. Et c'était vraiment un plaisir de réaliser cet épisode avec vous. Erosianette ou rien.
Je vais juste traduire avant que tu prennes.
Ok, ça va.
So, to sum up what he said, basically he really enjoyed the project, although he was already acting and having ideas about cinema and movie making. So he was really interested by the project that he knew about thanks to Shafik, one of the other participants and actors. So he was really glad to know about it and be part of the team. And now they have new projects on their way. So they are hoping. He's hoping that he will have again new opportunities to continue what he has started to do with us, and continue maybe with some of the team and the partners such as Razenet and so on. Tu veux peut-être continuer, dire quelque chose sur le projet aussi, je traduirai après.
Ça fait plaisir de participer à ce projet. Ouais. La première chose qui m'a apporté, c'est la connaissance d'abord, parce que ça m'a ouvert beaucoup de portes de connaissances, voilà, quoi, comme vous, et voilà. Et s'il y a d'autres projets, on est là, ouais, participera comme celui-ci. Voilà, comme moi, mon rêve, c'est de devenir acteur, donc voilà. Je remercie tout le monde et Luc, je te vois même pas, mais voilà quoi. Voilà, ici, now. Ok, c'est bon.
Ouais.
Non, c'est bon.
Ça va. So he's also really glad to that he participated to the project. Thanks to that, he could meet many people and get many know-hows. So he really enjoyed his participation. It was a good thing for him, so he could learn things. and since his biggest dream is to become an actor, famous actor, it's a good way for him to start working on this. So maybe he will call us for other projects. Peut-être tu veux dire quelque chose aussi? Je sais pas, sur le projet. On a tout le monde.
For me too, it was really a pleasure to participate to this project, and I am really proud to see the end results now, and this episode also all the series itself. And it was such a pleasure to meet all the participants, all the creators of the project, and I'm really happy to have been there and to do this episode, this movie, because this is also really something I really love, the cinema, and maybe more behind the camera, but this is really something I enjoy, and I'm really happy to participate in this.
Thank you.
Emeline, Charlie?
Yeah, so I'm really glad I participated myself. It was really part of my journey in Marseille because it was such a natural thing to do with my friends, the other volunteers in the organizations. For us, it was such a natural thing to do this project together because we thought about the same things. We had the same ideas at the same time, so it was obvious for us to do it. We had great opportunities and great support from people. Maybe one that we'll see later with Bertrand from Eurasianet, which is also credited at the end. Also the financial, political supports we had. It was such a great experience with young people, the other teams, the French team, even the debates, the so-called debates we had with politicians. Everything was great, at least to understand things, even the things we liked the less. But it was still interesting to learn. And as I said earlier, we really enjoyed, I think, and it was the point.
Yes, I'm glad to share this moment with my team. We know with Prima and Camille and Charlie since 2 years, and this project is like my baby. Yes, it's a wonderful project for me.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Maybe to Prima, what did you learn? Make a list, make a shopping list. What did you learn from the project, and what are you up to right now? What's your new project?
Hey guys, you know what I learned is that it's so hard to work with people. I knew that before, but now I'm pretty sure that it's so hard that I'm feeling like, guys, how were we able to actually do it? Like crazy. But anyway, I think the most beautiful thing was that it's actually possible to all the thing with these, and it's actually, I think everybody can that work for it, and I really understand now that, like, guys, we can do it, you can do it, this is what I learned for real, and what I'm up to now, and I'm hoping to, like, keep going on with my artistic work and write a lead, maybe make other things. Let's see what's gonna come.
Okay, thank you, Prima. And we have a new guest, special guest, Bertrand from Eurasianet, who's actually kind enough to host us for this screening. So Bertrand, please introduce yourself and how were you involved with the project of Étranger?
So my name is Bertrand Soulcier. I'm responsible for Eurasianet, and I'm very emotional of participating in this today because it's been 3 years that the Eyes on EU team build this project, grow this project, and Eurasianet, our idea is to support youth in building their ideas and their project and making them reality and developing their strength, their capacity, and doing some things for society. So I think now they did it, and they did it in an amazing way for the French part, but also for the European part, because today I invite you to also visit and the YouTube channel to check the other episode also, because it's a huge work also from the European side that they have done and that the European youth have done. So yeah, it's a 3 years process that we've been through. I tried to support them, but they were the one making everything, and I don't know if I support them or if they had to support me. Maybe both. But congratulations one more time, and congratulations for all the participants and the youth who have played very well in this episode also. Thank you.
All right, maybe Camille and Luc, last words.
J'ai pas grand chose à rajouter de plus. Je suis aussi très heureux là de pouvoir partager ce film avec vous, et comme l'a dit Bertrand aussi, tous ces films, ces 5 films, ces 6 films en tout soient réalisés. Et puis c'est vrai qu'on a, pour nous, enfin pour moi, et je crois aussi pour Prima, Camille, enfin l'équipe de réalisation, les acteurs, etc. On cherchait du sens dans cette entreprise-là. C'était pas juste faire un film pour faire un film, mais c'était aussi se rencontrer. C'était, comme l'a dit Primavera tout à l'heure, c'était des moments où on s'est vu en dehors du film. C'était pas que faire un projet, mais c'était aussi rencontrer des gens, tout simplement, pour donner du sens à ce qu'on fait. Et pour moi, c'est vraiment ce qui s'est passé. Et voilà, je trouve que ça m'a beaucoup apporté. Je suis très heureux d'avoir participé à ce projet-là, et très honoré.
So he's really proud and happy to have participated in this project, and what makes it special for him is that it's not just a film to make a film. It has meaning behind it. It was also to meet people, to share with people, and not just making it to do it. So on his point of view, if you have one thing to keep in mind, that's it. The project is not the movie, it's also what's beyond that.
Thank you all of you to participate tonight for the screening. If you want to know more about Eyes on You project, I encourage you to go to YouTube to watch the 5 films, and more is coming, more content is coming in the next few days and the next few weeks on the Facebook page and on the Instagram page. Thank you all, it was a real pleasure, and see you soon, maybe in theaters, maybe in real life without mask. We are crossing fingers. See you soon, guys, and have a good night.
Bye, thank you.